Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. You rocking, you rocking. Yes, indeed. It's time. We still got a couple of minutes. We still got a couple of minutes. We still got a couple of minutes. Let me see. Should the blind man. Trying to give it a minute. Trying to start at straight up 8. Give it a minute for people to tap in. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love this. Yes, indeed. Blind as a bat. Blind as a bat. You know I ain't got my new glasses yet. Still dealing with these eye issues. Still dealing with, but I'm here. I'm here. All right. Thank y'all. Welcome to another episode of the P-Ave Perspective with Mr. O'Neal, man. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank all y'all so much, man. Y'all make this fun. Hopefully everybody been doing good this week. Hopefully everybody's staying focused and staying motivated, and keep pushing. And like we talked about last week, you know what I'm saying, finding your purpose and taking accountability for your life. All that good stuff. But today, we're going to continue, you know what I'm saying, in the cycle. And as y'all know, you know what I'm saying, today's topic is youth crime in our communities. And while I mainly, you know what I'm saying, focus on Shreveport because we having major issues right now, really this information goes for any hood, you know what I'm saying, any neighborhood. And it's mainly in the hoods. It's not in, you know what I'm saying, suburban areas, you know what I'm saying, more so. It's not as bad, you know what I'm saying, because it's more structure and it's more resources and more stuff, you know what I'm saying, to keep folks situated and out of the way. But in the hoods, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. We see it every day on the news. We see it on social media. You know what I'm saying? From the breaking in homes to breaking in cars, stealing cars, all the way up to the shootings and the killings, man. It's like our youth are seriously out of control. seriously out of control. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we get to the point now where it's getting serious because we haven't, you know what I'm saying, got control of it. So since we haven't got control of it as a people, them people taking control of it, meaning the judicial system. You know what I'm saying? Now it's laws being passed to try these kids younger and younger and put them away for longer sentences. And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, I see a lot of people say that's good, and I see a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, with different opinions, but I'm going to give you, you know what I'm saying, my opinion. I'm going to give you my views and opinion on it, because I couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? There's no way impossible that I could say that's good for them or that's what they get, because I understand that it's bigger than those kids. We understand that it's bigger than those kids. For me personally, every time I see one of those stories, it's crazy how those stories, you know what I'm saying, take place over, you know what I'm saying, in the wee hours of the morning or after curfew, shall we say, since we're talking about Shreveport. Think about that. Think about that, because like I said, I can remember, I always play remember the times. I can remember a time where we had to be, as kids, we had to be in the light before the street lights came on. I remember that time. And it's like so many less kids were out that time of night getting in trouble. So that's why I can't say, you know what I'm saying, it's not their problem, because there's more to it. But today I want to discuss some of the main things that I feel like are the problems and the problems that these youth are facing. And first of all, like I always do, we have to back up, because it didn't just start. Like I said, I was a youth too, and like I always tell people, I was old enough to see and had the understanding to be able to recognize when it started changing. And just like I said with me, anybody that talked to me, you know, with me, it always go back to when the black community went wrong. And that goes back to the crack cocaine era. And like, we really have to, you know what I'm saying, take a good look at that. I always bring it up, but if you think about it, if you listen to me, you will see that that is the foundation of our problems. That's the era, and that was the means that they used to distract and destroy. And it's like, that's the root of it. That's the root, you know what I'm saying, of the problem. And because, like I always say, I hate to sound like I'm, you know what I'm saying, repeating myself, but think about it. These kids today have parents. Because I'm going to tell you, I have kids, you know what I'm saying, between the ages of, I'm 51. I have kids between the ages of, say, 28 down to 11. So I have, you know what I'm saying, a child within that age range. I have kids within that age range that we're dealing with right now. So I can say, you know what I'm saying, with the problems that my kids face now, a lot of the stuff that they face now, I know why they face it. I know why they face it. You know what I'm saying? And I had to come to grips with that. And I had to try to start doing my part to try to help them make it through that, deal with that, get over it, you know what I'm saying? And whatever they need to do to get on to the point where they can become better, more productive people. So I'm going to go over some of the things. And just like I said, we got different things. We got family dynamics. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the family? What's going on in the house? We have the police department and the judicial system and the role they play in it. We have schools. You know what I'm saying? The schools, because the schools play a role. And anybody that is in direct contact with our children, I want to go over the role they play in our kids getting to this point. And then later on, I want to go over the roles we need to play in order to get this under control and get our kids back, you know, to being kids, man. Being kids. They're not being allowed to be kids these days. And that's the worst part about it. But, like I said, we're going to jump into it, man. The first thing and the most important thing, the main reason for the problem that we having with our youth is the family, man. The family. And just like I said, we know with family, it starts with mom and dad. And we know 90% of these kids, I would say 99% of these kids that are out here that don't have the guidance, that are out here committing crimes in the streets, you know what I'm saying, doing God knows what. It starts with the parents. Man. It starts with the parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, family dynamics. Family dynamics refer to patterns of interactions, relationships, roles, behaviors within a family unit. These dynamics have a major influence over the development, well-being, and behavior of young children, impacting them in both positive and negative ways. That's the family dynamics. When we talk about family dynamics, let's talk about the things that's going on in the family that's hindering our kids, man. And like I said, first, foremost, and always, for me personally, and for a lot of us that are going through issues right now, and a lot of us that our kids are going through issues right now, is intergenerational trauma. Intergenerational trauma. Think about this. I'm going to read it for you. Historical trauma, such as experiences in racism, discrimination, or past family trauma, can impact parenting styles and family dynamics, perpetuating cycles of violence and dysfunction. Meaning, as parents, if we have unresolved issues, if we, you know what I'm saying, went through stuff, if we, you know what I'm saying, have unresolved family traumas, we can pass those on to our kids. You know what I'm saying? That because that affects our parenting style. That affects how we parent. An example would be for ladies. If you know what I'm saying, was ever abused or anything like that, then and you have a daughter, you parent your daughter different. It's automatic. If you know that you were vulnerable and you know what I'm saying, like you parent your daughter, you protect your daughter differently just because of the situation you went through and how it impacted you. And that's what I mean by intergenerational dysfunction. And basically, like I said, I'm a part of the crack era. And just like we went over last week, think about it. With everything that's going on, I'm gonna break it down. You know what I'm saying, real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break it down real quick. When those parents chose to leave those kids and go, you know what I'm saying, to smoke crack, you left a group of kids roughly, I would say, between the ages of 8 to 14. Just go with that age, 8 to 14. You left a group of kids between the ages of 8 to 14 to fend for themselves. No guidance, no financial support, no love, no affection, no discipline. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. And they left those kids to fend for themselves. Now I'm gonna show you what happened to those kids. Think about it. To keep it real. The majority of those kids that we talking about that were abandoned, I'm gonna tell you what happened to them. And break it down real quick. For the boys between that age of 8 to 14, they were left. And the main people, you know what I'm saying, that had the power in the neighborhood, from my neighborhood, I'm from South Dallas, you know what I'm saying? For the people that tapped in that's from South Dallas, y'all know, the Jamaicans came with the drugs. So think about this. If the Jamaicans turned all the parents out on drugs and left the kids to fend for themselves, the Jamaicans was right there in the mix the whole time. So the boys that were left abandoned, those boys, the youngest, you know what I'm saying, maybe became runners. They maybe became lookouts for the drug dealers. They eventually sold drugs. You know what I'm saying? When they got into selling drugs, eventually they got into the stuff that come with drugs. They got into the killing. They got into the robbing. You know what I'm saying? They got into all that. People that know, that grew up in my times, you know. There were dudes that were 14 to 15 years old that were hitmen. There were kids that were 14. I know kids personally. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, I want to bring, you know what I'm saying, a couple of people on. Eventually, if I could get them to come on. You know what I'm saying? But I know people, you know what I'm saying, that were hitmen during that time, taking out contracts on people for drug debts and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that the boys got into. Okay, the worst I've seen with males is male prostitution. I've seen boys, you know what I'm saying, and no, all of this was because I don't have no parents, I don't have no place to stay, I don't have no means of taking care of myself, you know what I'm saying, I can't feed myself. So all of that was basically anything that went on from getting into the drugs to actually prostitution. It was all because I needed a place to stay, I needed food, I needed the basics because I didn't have it. Now the flip side is the girls. Come on now. The one thing we talk about now, you know what I'm saying, with R. Kelly and everybody else, with Diddy and everybody else, think about that. When those parents, you know what I'm saying, walked away from those girls, aged 8 to 14, what do you think those girls had to do? For a place to stay, for a roof over their head, a roof over their head, for a meal, you know what I'm saying, for clothes, basic necessities that parents give, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those females, you know what I'm saying, turn that route. Now, some of them got into selling drugs. You know, like I said, from my neighborhood, y'all know, you know what I'm saying, it's some hard women drug dealers. But, like I said, that's the route that those kids had to take. Now, think about this. For those kids at that young of age, to one, lose their parents and lose their guidance and lose their support and love. But two, to have to do the unthinkable just to survive. Now, look at that entire situation and tell me what kind of mental issues came with that survival. What kind of emotional issues came with that survival? Do you think they went through all of that and they just made it through and they was, you know what I'm saying, healthy, balanced, you know what I'm saying, individuals that turn into healthy, balanced adults? Hell no. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about it, but that generation had a bunch of like mental issues, emotional issues that they never knew they had because nobody never diagnosed us with those. Nobody never, you know what I'm saying, said, you know what I'm saying, when she was molested, she had issues, she needed to talk to a psychiatrist. Or when he was beaten and he was, you know what I'm saying, watching his mother being beaten and him and his sisters and siblings were being beaten by their stepdad. Nobody never, you know what I'm saying, said, okay, let's talk to this person, let's see what they're going through, let's try to figure it out. Nobody never said that, man. Nobody never said that. Those kids, those that made it. Now think about it. Let's be realistic. All of us didn't make it. I watched a lot of us go to CPS, Child Protective Services, you know what I'm saying? Some of the lucky ones. A lot of us died. A lot of us went to prison. But a lot of us made it, as we say. We survived. But then think about it. Like, you survived, but then at what cost? At what mental cost? At what emotional cost? At what physical cost? Because it's a lot of abuse and it's a lot of everything, you know what I'm saying, that went in behind that. I watched girls my age turn to crack cocaine, sell themselves for crack. Like, we seen that. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, that I know, everybody that I can think of in some way, shape, or form back then was affected by crack cocaine. You either had a crackhead in your family, you either had a crackhead steal from you, you was in the game, you know what I'm saying, selling or smoking. You know, everybody had something. And we seen the turmoil and the problems that they went through, but we never thought about the kids. We never looked at the kids because I was one of those kids, you know what I'm saying, that watched my other siblings come up and tried to make it as smooth a transition or growth process as possible without our parents. So think about that. And then you have to ask yourself, what kind of parents were those people equipped to be? If your mom left you and you didn't have a mom and dad, your dad was locked up, your dad was on crack, whatever it was, because dads, let's keep it real, dads was walking out. I salute all the moms, you know what I'm saying, that held it down and tried to hold it down, because let's keep it real. For the men in this discussion, we're going to get into that, but for the most part, these dudes was bouncing already. So it was mostly on the women, you know what I'm saying? So factor that in too, because those young girls, when they started having babies, them baby daddies was out of there. They was on to the next one. So those mentally, physically, and emotionally unbalanced women went on to be mothers, single mothers. Single mothers. Think about that. Think about a person, you know what I'm saying, in that type of mental, emotional, spiritual turmoil, giving birth to a child. Not only is she passing on those genes to her child, but is she mentally, emotionally, and physically equipped to give that child everything they need to grow to be happy, productive people in this society? No, because she don't have it. She didn't have it. Nobody never gave it to her. Think about it. Most of these women today, I'm going to tell you, most of these women today, you know what I'm saying, that's these parents that are out here, that these kids that are out here wild. Most of those, you know what I'm saying, parents fall into a few categories. You either have the ones who are working so hard to provide a way for their kids, that and resting and all that we talked about, you know what I'm saying, in your 24-hour day. You either working so hard that you don't have the proper time to devote to your child like you need to be, like we was talking about, accountability, priorities. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you got 8 to 10 hours in a day, most of us, if you're working and you resting properly. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the time. Most of us don't have the education. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us never graduated high school. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us didn't. So most of us don't even have the education. You know what I'm saying? But the family dynamics, man, the family intergenerational trauma is one of the main reasons that our kids are in the situation we're in, because as parents, we are not balanced. We don't have purpose. We don't have drive. We don't have ambition. You know what I'm saying? We're not accountable, a lot of us. So just like I said, with the woman that's working too much, you have on the fore end, you have the ex-street women. You know what I'm saying? Whether they baby daddy, you know what I'm saying, was a D-boy and he was about that money, and you know what I'm saying? Like you still have them around her. And unbeknownstly, I'm going to tell you like this, because I watched it, you know what I'm saying, with my kids. As parents, as those type of parents, as those type of mothers, imagine when your daddy was a gangster, your daddy was this, your daddy was on money, you know what I'm saying, your daddy had the hood on lock, you know what I'm saying, your daddy nigga demanded respect from these suckers, and your daddy, you know what I'm saying, was shooting that pistol, and your daddy was doing this. What does that do to the kids? What does that do to the kids for those type of parents? And just like we said, we have parents, you know what I'm saying, who never figured out how to make it, so they depended on their kids to take care of it. We have those type of parents. We have all that going on in the household. I talked to somebody the other day, my kinfolk. She works in the school district. She told me that she still deals with a kid whose parents smoke, whose mom smoked crack. Think about that. Still smoking crack in this era. So think about that. What can that person give that child? Nothing. That person is failing that child, like most of us, because we don't have the tools. We weren't given the tools. You know, I wasn't. I wasn't. I didn't have the tools early on. That's why I'm playing catch up. Once I got the tools, I immediately know, okay, it starts with the kids because that's my future, man. That's my future. So I reached out to each one of my, whether it worked out or not, I reached out to each one of my kids and say, okay, I want to help you become better. What are you doing? What do you have going? I want to help you with what you have going. I want to help you get situated. Whether it's, saying you need to talk to a counselor. You know what I'm saying? You went through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You need to talk to a counselor. Or what are you know what I'm saying, thinking about your future? You know what I'm saying? What are you thinking about business-wise? You know what I'm saying? How do you think about bettering you? I had to go through that, you know what I'm saying, and still go through that with my kids. But I got started late, like a lot of these other parents. And those that got started late, this is the result. This is the result. This is the result. Family violence and abuse. You know what I'm saying? Women. Allowing those kids to watch out be abused. That's not helping. Allowing them saying, men to run over you. That's not helping. You know what I'm saying? Kids see all of it. It affects them. You can't help but affect them. You know what I'm saying? Interference with developmental milestones. Think about that. Think about that. What goes on in your house? You fighting with your boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? Or fighting, you know what I'm saying, with your men jumping on these women, you know what I'm saying? Controlling these women, abusing these women. These kids see that. The kids see that and it affects them. We saw it. It affected us. That's why, you know what I'm saying, some of us not right. Still not right. You know what I'm saying? But, like we talked about last week, accountability. And one of the main factors that created this madness was absentee dads. Absentee dads. Absentee dad. And like, I never try to make excuses for absentee dad because I was absent. You know what I'm saying? In the street life, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing, doing what I felt like I needed to do to take care of my family. But my bad choices and my decisions led to me being taken away from my kids a time or two. So I deal with them on that. I talk to them on that. You know what I'm saying? I've had to go through the process of explaining, you know what I'm saying, apologizing, you know what I'm saying, and trying to get past that. Because, like, I know it affects them. And I know if it's not, you know what I'm saying, discussed, if it's not, really treated, if I don't take the time out, you know what I'm saying, to try to make sure we good on it and do what I can to make sure we good on it, it's going to affect them long term. It will. Another thing in the household, lack of encouragement. I've even seen people that, I've really seen parents get enthusiastic because their kids sell them. Because they can benefit from it. Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. I've seen a few, you know what I'm saying, women who push their daughter towards older men, push their underage daughter toward older men because that older man can do something for you. And he can also do something for the mom. So I watched it, man. I watched it. You know what I'm saying? I watched it coming up. So it's no surprise to me now. It's wrong as hell, but it's no surprise to me. Who's at fault? Yes, we can blame these kids, man, but God gave them to us, man. They are responsibility. And the only way you can blame your child is if you know that you did everything in your power. And that's why I say the stuff I go through with my kids, I tell them it's learning. You know what I'm saying? I can't make you do nothing. You're gonna have to make your own choices and decisions. But I'm here, you know what I'm saying, to talk to you about it. I'm here to help you in any way I can. It might not be how they want it, but I'm here to help in any way I can. Because I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what, those are mine. Most of them carry my last name. So those are mine. And even after I'm gone, those are going to represent me. So as parents, man, like, yeah, we got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Unhealthy role models. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? The people you have around you. The people you allow around your kids. The environment that your kids grow up in. The people that they, you know what I'm saying, allowed to socialize with. All of that play a role, man. All that's playing a role in our kids out here breaking in houses, robbing, stealing cars, shooting, each other, and dying, man. All of that play a part. All of that play a part, man. And it starts at home, man. It ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, you can say about nobody else. People, I heard parents talk about the police need to do more. This and that, and everybody need to do. Man, it starts at home. It starts at home. It starts with being accountable as being a parent, man. Salute to those parents, you know what I'm saying? I know a few of y'all. Salute to those single parents, single mothers who are holding it down, you know, doing the best you can to teach your kids respect, to, you know what I'm saying, keep your kids in school, to keep your kids focused, to keep your kids on a good path. I salute y'all. But y'all have to realize too, y'all have to let y'all kids go out here in the streets with these other kids. Eventually, you're going to have to allow if they're not going to school with them, if they're not going to the little community events, you know what I'm saying, if they're not outside playing with them, eventually, your kids are going to interact with these other little kids. And it might be a problem. It's a strong possibility that it could be a problem. I see a lot of young kids now that's in school, doing good, but bam, you know what I'm saying? You're a victim of gun violence. Youth, dead. 14, 16, 17, dead. They go to school, they was playing sports, they was, you know what I mean? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough because they crossed paths with one of these other kids. Or they hung out with these other kids. They were just cool. Or nowadays, they just happen to be, you know what I'm saying, walking down the street when two other guys got into it and caught a stray bullet. It's just too much. But as parents, man, we got to do more. It's too many kids running the streets after hours. It's, you know what I'm saying, it's too many kids dropping out of school. It's too many kids failing school. And let's be realistic. As a parent, you know what I'm saying, who's not fully educated and don't understand all the new ways stuff, because some of it get me too. You know what I'm saying? Helping, you know what I'm saying, kids go home. Some of it get me too. But if we can't help them, it's on us to get them the help they need. In any way, shape, or form. But next, you know what I'm saying, we're going to move on. You know what I'm saying? But again, I say, it starts at home. It starts at home. If you're not doing what you need to be doing at home, nothing else matters. Nothing else I'm about to talk about matters. If you're not, as a parent, are not doing what you need to be doing at home to make sure your kids are safe, to make sure your kids, you know what I'm saying, is focused on something positive that can take them somewhere, that can take them somewhere outside of the madness. But the next, you know what I'm saying, thing we have to deal with is the police and community distrust. That's a cold one because, like I said, at one point in time in my life, I was a criminal. So, I'm from the hood. I know how it goes. So before I get into the police, so let me say this. We as black people from the hood have always not trusted the police. We have always told our kids, don't trust the police. We have always preached, even when you weren't doing nothing illegal, don't talk to the police. Don't tell the police nothing. And I know why. Like, it's the history of the abuse. We're going to get into all of that. But I'm going over now the role we play. Because when you have years and years of basically, we don't fuck with the police. Do you not think that hindered the police doing their job? It's crazy because, like I said, I was the street guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the guy that knew if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You know what I'm saying? I know that. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew the police had a job. I knew they had a job to do. I knew that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I also knew that the black community made it hard as hell, nearly impossible for the police to do their job when it came to crimes that affected us because we didn't talk to them. We know that. We know that. So take accountability first for the role we played, just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to get into the role they played, but we have to take accountability for the role that we played in policing community distrust. Because we never trusted them. I know why. Like we can get into that, but that's not the problem. The problem is now we are looking to them to help us. Now we are talking down on them or you know, disrespecting the police because they not doing it. They not doing enough. It's their job. Yeah, it's their job. But we know crimes get solved in Bossier all the time because them people gonna talk. They not, you know what I'm saying? They not with that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, don't talk to the police and don't do this and that. No. They got ring cameras. They got cameras all over their community. And when stuff happens, they turn that, you know what I'm saying, that video footage into the police. You see all this video footage and ring camera footage that's getting turned in, that the police sharing. Those people sharing it. They doing what they doing their part to work with the police to keep their neighborhoods and their communities safe. That's the difference. That's where it starts with us. Because once we decide to do that, and we decide that we're going to, you know what I'm saying, work with them to help make our neighborhoods safe, then we can, you know what I'm saying, be in a position where we can hold them accountable. As long as we don't even mess with them and we're not talking and we're not doing our part to help them solve the crimes, how can we, you know what I'm saying, talk down on them? It makes no sense. So we have to get over that first. Once we get over that, once we get organized and we get a group together to start dealing with these people, you know what I'm saying, the police in our communities, then we'll be able to hold them accountable. Then we'll be able to hold them accountable. But with police and community, man, it starts with a lack of trust. You know what I'm saying? I know in many of our neighborhoods, from discrimination to harassment to unfair treatment, I know why we feel like we feel about it. And it's, you know what I'm saying, it's understood. But those people are here to serve and protect. And like those, since there are taxes being pulled out of your neighborhood, those people are there to protect you and serve you. But you have to help them. If you're not telling them who you need to be protected from, how can they protect you? If you don't, you know what I'm saying, letting them know what service you need, how can they serve? Like I said, man, we deal with over-aggressive police. You know what I'm saying? You got the police that's over-aggressive. You know, like we know this. We deal with it. We watch this. But with the technology and with, you know what I'm saying, everything that's available to us today, they're being held accountable for it too. You know what I'm saying? All the over police and all the aggressive police, like there's cameras out there. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's concerned. Not just, you know what I'm saying, black people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's white people, it's, you know what I'm saying? I even saw the Amish people come out. You know what I'm saying? To protest when the police went too far. So it's people that's holding them accountable for that. We can hold them accountable for that if we're organized and we're involved. But if we just sit on the sidelines saying, oh, the police ain't gonna do nothing, oh, they're not gonna do nothing, oh, they're not gonna do nothing, then you're not doing nothing. So why would they do something? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? We have racial profiling, discriminate, like we know this. But just like I said, when we come together and unite, and I'm not talking about like the protesting, I salute, but you see how they turn that against us. I'm talking about going, you know what I'm saying, organizing, getting the group together, figuring out, you know what I'm saying, these laws and figuring out what's going on so we can go down there and say, hey, this is how we need you to help with us. This is the part that we're going to play in it, and this is the part we need y'all to play in. Basically, when stuff goes down in our neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, we're going to do anything in our power to figure out who it is or help y'all figure out who it is so y'all can get them out of our neighborhood. Because it's cool. It's all good. Like I said, you got these parents out here, you know what I'm saying, who free him and free her. But what were they out here doing when they was out here free? Because I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that would look at your kids and say, no, they need to stay their ass in there. And you as a parent, you know what I'm saying, like you so blinded or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to the point where, but let one of these other little kids do the stuff that your child is doing to you, then you're going to want to call 911. And you ain't going to want them to free him. You got, you know what I'm saying, you got these youngsters out here robbing, you know what I'm saying, robbing, you know what I'm saying, old people, you got them carjacking, you got, you know, free for what? As a parent, you know what I'm saying, as a parent, do you not see my child is messed up, my child needs some help. Get him some help while he in there. Get her some help while she in there. Do something to help him. Don't just come out free him so they can get back out here, you know what I'm saying, even worse and do something more crazy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, that's us, man. That's been us in a nutshell. That's been us since day one. You know what I'm saying? We've been in our own little world and we wanted to stay in our own little world and it was good there. You know what I'm saying? And like, no, we didn't want the police in. We didn't want nobody. You know what I'm saying? We had each other. And now look, this shit getting out of hand. Because if we keep letting this shit go on, we ain't gonna have no future, man. We ain't gonna have no future. Think about it. Like I talked last week. If enough girls get with girls, because they pushing it, if enough guys get with guys, and the rest of these motherfuckers kill each other, what the future gonna look like for us? What is it gonna look like for your kids? You might not be here. What is it gonna look like for your kids? Your kids gonna have to interact with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it gonna look like? We always say black, black, black. You know what I'm saying? Look at the black men. Look at the young black men. Look at the older black men. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give my daughter the land one of these rules. You know what I'm saying? But like eventually, like I know my daughters like me. They like black men. Y'all know what happened when they did the same thing, violence. Y'all know what happened when they crossed, violence. Then what kind of kids they have? These people that's mentally disturbed, these people, you know what I'm saying, that ain't been raised right, ain't been properly taught to love or how to receive love. What kind of kids do they raise? What kind of kids do they raise, man? It's crazy. But like I said, we have to understand that it's on us, man, with the police. Like I said, we have to work with the police. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something you might not know about the level of policing we did. You know what I'm saying? Every area, schools and all of that I'm finna talk about is paid for by tax dollars. By default, neighborhoods where it's low taxes collected, like in the hood, it reflects in the policing. It reflects in the school. It reflects in how much money the city puts in their community. That's what it, you know what I'm saying, comes down to. So like I said, we have to do our part because we're not paying enough taxes, you know what I'm saying, to demand, you know what I'm saying, policing like South Shreveport. We don't pay enough taxes. But that don't make us helpless, man. That means we need to do more on our end, you know what I'm saying, to pick up that slack. People say, the police barely even come to the hood. For what? Imagine that. Imagine you trying to do your job and help people and you come out to the hood and people get your ass out over here. Fuck y'all, don't talk to them. Oh, no, I ain't seen nothing. I was in my house, man, knowing you stood out there and watched everything. Later on, you're going to post a video on social media, you know what I'm saying, so you can try to go viral. But you didn't see nothing. You the problem, man. You can blame it on the police, but we the problem, man. In a lot of cases. We are the problem. And until we realize that and do something about it, we don't stand a chance. The next area, you know what I'm saying, that we need to focus on is the education system in schools. Education in schools. Think about this. Once again, we're going to talk about education in schools, but we got to get into the role that we play as parents. One of the main things teachers complain about, and I talked to a few. I talked from daycare on up. One of the main things teachers complain about is we don't have no participation from the parents. We don't have no participation. Say, check this out. Man, look here. Before that crack hit and before, you know what I'm saying? Man, look here. Black people didn't play about school. Black people talk about abuse today. I saw a couple of my homeboys get a whooping in class, in school, for not handling their business at school. Like, we dreaded the teacher calling on them. That was the quickest way, you know what I'm saying, our teachers could get some act right. Do you want me to call your parent? That got instant act right. Once crack hit, no more. Nowadays, no more. No more. Nobody, you know what I'm saying, to participate in school. Nobody's involved in what their kids got going on in school. I'm the guy that still try to go to every event and record every event, you know, from third grade graduation, because they need their support, man. They need that. They need to know, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, man, like my parent is involved. My parent, you know what I'm saying, not just when they get in trouble, you know what I'm saying, but with the good stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Take, like they said, talk to your parent-teacher conference. Go, man. Go. And I can't even lie. My mama couldn't go because she had to work. She had to work. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this, though, about this. You know what I'm saying? Since we on school or something. Me personally, a lot of people don't know this. When we talk about how you get disrupted in school, let me say this. All through school, you know what I'm saying? I would say I was one of the most smartest guys in the city of Dallas. I'm claiming it. But I had a credential to go with it. I was talented and gifted. Tagged, you know what I'm saying? Graduated, you know what I'm saying, at the top of my class. But there was no support. That was just on me and just on focus and just on drive. So if I wouldn't have had the distractions that I had in life, that I allowed for me to make decisions, not nobody, but the distractions that I had in life, the distractions that a lot of these kids have in their life, it puts them in situations where they have to make decisions that's not beneficial for their life, man. And a lot of those decisions have nothing to do with them. A lot of those decisions, like, it didn't have nothing, the violence in the house, the lack of money, like, we kids. But at the same time, a kid can get to that point where they feel like, I got to do something. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to do something. So, like I said, went back to this education, man. It starts at home, man. It starts at home. The teacher will be so much more equipped, you know what I'm saying, to deal with our kids if we assisted those teachers, man. Assisted those teachers. Back in the day, parents used to come, you know what I'm saying, and just help out for a day. Just to see what was going on. Just, you know what I'm saying, show that their kids that they involved. Nowadays, it's nothing. But we blame it on, you know what I'm saying, the teachers, you know what I'm saying, and they not getting paid, man. Just like I told y'all, think about it. The schools in our district, the funding for those schools are based on the taxes that we pay. So in the black community, in the low income community where there is low taxes being collected, teacher pay is suffering. Then think about that. When nowadays, you know what I'm saying, like I said earlier, if I disrupted the class, it was consequences. Later on, you disrupt the class, you might get your mama coming up there, you know what I'm saying, trying to argue and fuss with the teacher. You curse the teacher. That's what we're getting a lot of nowadays. We're getting a lot of parents, you know what I'm saying, that's going at the teacher. I heard one parent, you know what I'm saying, tell the teacher, like, it's your job to discipline her, to make sure that she's sitting down in class, that she's, you know, not disrupting the class. It's like, hell no. When? But then in the same voice, you'll be like, don't put your hands on my kids, and you better not this, and you better not. Come on. Make it make sense. And if it makes sense to you, you messed up. You need to get help. Yes, like you come on now. How you gonna take care, respect the teacher, do this, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? You're not going up there to check her, check him in front of the teacher to make sure their respect level is there. So your child can be taught. That's on you. That's on you to prepare, make sure your child is teachable before they even get on the bus. Make sure they got manners, self-respect, respect for others, respect to sit their ass down in the chair and be quiet unless they talking to and raising. Like, that should be established before they even get on the bus. Man. Them teachers should be focused on teaching, not stopping, you know what I'm saying, to get off the phone and sit down and stop. No, it started at home. You know what I'm saying? We got the high dropout rate. And just like I said, they not, you know what I'm saying? That's on the parents, man. That's on the parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is your kid not in school? Why is your, like, I'm honestly and truly, if I would have, you know what I'm saying, if I wouldn't have left when I left, I could have stayed at my mama's house and not been in school. You know what I'm saying? Skipping school. I could have stayed at my mama's house, you know what I'm saying, and not making good grades or none of that. She'd have told me, you got to find you somewhere else to be. You can't be here like that. And that's just what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't trying to harbor no criminal. What that gonna turn into when she let me sit around the house, not go to school, drop out of school? You know, like, what is that? No, man. You know what I'm saying? With the schools, like I told you, tax-wise, money-wise, they dealing with funding issues. If we gonna know what I'm saying, like, to me, honestly, the whole education system needs to be overhauled. Because one of the main things, you know what I'm saying, is violence in the schools. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of violence. They can't stop it. Then, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that they teach us, like, they don't went to strictly testing now. So that ain't helping our kids, you know what I'm saying, they don't understand it. That ain't teaching them how to make choices and decisions. That ain't teaching them how to goal plan. That ain't teaching, you know what I'm saying, how to progress. That's teaching them how to memorize information. You know what I'm saying, and remember it for a test. So the school system letting us down. But again, this can be changed. This can be changed. Do you realize everything is changed by enough people getting together and saying, hey, man, we're going to change this. New laws being passed every day. School system can be overhauled. A school system can be overhauled. With the right curriculum, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. They overhauling the history now. They overhauling history now. They do it all the time. That's his story, you know what I'm saying? But like with these school books, they overhaul the school system all the time to fit, you know what I'm saying, now. They can't, you know what I'm saying, they can't be teaching us the same thing I learned in school. They can't be teaching that to my kids. So people are overhauling school systems now. The Shreveport, you know what I'm saying, P-Ave Parish School Board, the district, the curriculum, it could be overhauled. You know what I'm saying, to fit, you know what I'm saying, more of us. We the majority in Shreveport. So the curriculum, you know what I'm saying, should be more suited, you know what I'm saying, to educate our kids. And our kids special. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so they don't have the resources. They don't have the resources to put enough psychiatrists, to put enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, because some of the parents, you know what I'm saying, need counseling too. Some of the parents need education on how they can be more involved. But they gotta want it. They too busy partying and bullshit. They gotta want it. They don't care what happened when they kids. We seen it already. That's why so many kids, you know what I'm saying, is putting up GoFundMe for their parents. They ain't even thinking of putting no insurance. Because they don't want nobody to spend their money when they're gone. Them the same people that's raising these kids out here. Them the same people who kids out here robbing and stealing, you know what I'm saying, and killing. The same people. But then still we blame it on everybody, you know what I'm saying, but ourselves. We have to support the schools. We have to support the teachers. If we want those teachers to give our students the best education possible, first of all, we have to, know what I'm saying, do our part, know what I'm saying, to get the education curriculum changed. Then do our part, know what I'm saying, to make sure those students, like, we think about it, when schools raise funding, people are, we ain't got no money for them schools, we ain't getting them school no money, they get school supplies, they get this, they get, come on, man. Come on, they need funding. So if you're not going to give them the funding, you know what I'm saying, for them to be able to step their game up, how you going to ask them to step their game up? How you going to blame them? If you're not doing your part. We're not doing our part, man. We got to do our part to help the schools. Again, the problem, you know what I'm saying, all of these problems that our kids facing start at home. We the reason. We the reason. We are the reason. Ooh, I done talked too long on y'all, man. I done talked too long. I had some more run over, man, but like for the most part, let me say this, man. Let me run through, you know what I'm saying, some stuff I need, you know what I'm saying, because I'm running out of time. Let me run through the things that I feel like we need to do in order to get our kids back on track, man. Give me a minute. Bear with me. You know what I'm saying? We need to reestablish strong home life, man. Our kids need structure. Our kids need guidance. Our kids need support. Our kids need discipline. Our kids need somebody who's going to worry about them, you know what I'm saying? And worry about where they at, who they with, what are they doing. We need that, man. We got to get back to that. We need structure. You know what I'm saying? We need chores. We need in the house before the street light come on. We need punishment. We need ass whoopings to keep it $1.50. We need that. They need a stable, predictable routine, a consistent routine. You know what I'm saying? That is comfort. That is safety. That is, you know what I'm saying, having that at home. Having a parent they can talk to. You know what I'm saying? We need family support programs and parenting programs. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to identify some of them for the people who man enough or woman enough to admit, hey man, I need to step my game up so I can help my kids. I'm working on the resources. I'm trying to get it together. Somebody that's for us, by us, that's us. They come from where we come from. You know what I'm saying? So they better understand us and better understand what we're going through. That's the problem we find in help. You have to find help that understand our people and understand where we came from and what we need to get back to and where we're going. So we need parenting programs, you know what I'm saying, parenting courses, you know what I'm saying. We need to get our parenting skills up. We need positive role modeling, man. We need positive role modeling. Ladies, it ain't about, you know what I'm saying, all the time, you know what I'm saying, your man or your husband. Like, he needs to see positive male role models. Identify somebody. Identify, you know what I'm saying, somebody that, it ain't got to be in your immediate family. You know what I'm saying? Like, find some guys around. It's guys, you know what I'm saying, all around. I'm one of those guys. I try to, you know, talk to a few guys, you know what I'm saying, and just be a friend to a few young guys and show them that, you know what I'm saying, I'm here if they need to talk about anything. Like, positive role models, men that are working, men that are family men, you know what I'm saying, men that are good family men, you know what I'm saying, women, they need good role models, man. They need good role models to see people doing positive stuff, to see people succeeding at something other than the streets, man. Our people, they need to see successful black people, man. Positive role models. We need more mentoring programs, you know what I'm saying, to go, you know what I'm saying, with the positive role model thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on a mentoring program. I'm going to do some mentoring. You know what I'm saying? And more men need to step up. More because we absentee. We need to step up. I feel like I need to step up, and I'm going to step up for the homies that ain't here. For the homies, you know what I'm saying, that's dead and gone. For the homies that's in the pen. Like, if I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be that surrogate. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that mentor. I'll be that role model figure. You know what I'm saying? So we need more of that. With a lot of these kids, we need mental health. You know what I'm saying? Counseling. Substance abuse counseling. Like a lot of our kids is dope heads. We have to keep it real. And I say dope head, me, come on, man. Like, we smoke weed. I smoke marijuana. I'm good on it. But we talking about popping pills. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, doing meth. We talking about some of everything, man. What kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying, people that were close to me, people told me these youngsters was doing meth and stuff and powder, and you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, I never did get into that. I'm glad I didn't, but come on, man. Our kids, yeah, our kids. You know what I'm saying? They out there. They popping pills. They, you know what I'm saying, perking it up. They doing all that stuff. We know where they lead, though, man. That's why, you know what I'm saying, we have these issues. We need, you know what I'm saying, like I said, we need mental health. Mental health, you know what I'm saying, help. We need substance abuse help. We need after school programs, activities, but that costs money, man. We need funding. We need safe places. That's what we need. The community centers. You know what I'm saying? Don't just send your kids to the community center. I see the community centers, they don't have no people in there working. Man, we need volunteers to be there. To, you know what I'm saying, to give our kids something while they're there. Don't just send them there, go volunteer. Help them out, man. Give them something. You know what I'm saying? We come up with some constructive activities that can keep them in line and out the way, man. Take their focus off this madness. You know what I'm saying? We need community policing. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, that was back in the days, you know what I'm saying? When grown-ups saw kids fighting, they would stop and say, hey, y'all break that up. Y'all break that up and go home. Not you dumb, ignorant people, and I say that literally, you dumb, ignorant people that's going to record it. Yeah, you dumb, ignorant people that's going to record it, you know what I'm saying, in cap so you can go viral with these kids out here, you know what I'm saying, fighting and doing all this ignorant shit. That is ignorant on your part. You part of the problem with your ignorant ass. I'm talking to you. Yeah, like, come on, man, we need the community policing. Hey, y'all stop that before I call the police. Hey, y'all go home. You know what I'm saying? When you see the kids, you talk to their parents. Hey, Miss So-and-so, I saw your child do this. I wanted to tell you because next time I tell the police, I'm going to call the police on that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm be a neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Let's start getting the community back together and understanding. Like, if they break in your house, they'll break in mine. So you think if I see them going to your shit, I'm not going to say nothing? What kind of neighbor would I be? But I want you to say something when they go in mine. Come on, man. We got to do better. We got to start being accountable. We got to start policing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to get on some youth employment, man, and job training. We got to put them to work. Think about it. Like I said, we need to fight to really lower the age, you know what I'm saying, of going to work, because kids in the hood realize early a lot of us can't wait till we 16 to get no job. I figured out when I was about 8 or 9, man, that I needed a job. So I ain't saying no that low, but like it's got to be something, you know what I'm saying, that we can get these kids into, because if you got the energy to be out there shooting and stealing cars, but that's that good energy. They can put that to work, because they're going to put it to work in prison. When they go to prison, they going to work. So, you know what I'm saying, they say, well, they ain't old enough to work out here. That shit don't count in prison. 15, 16, your ass make it to prison for murder. Your ass going out there, you know what I'm saying, to work. Your ass going out there in the field and you're going to work. So we need to figure out something where we can get them focused, you know what I'm saying, and get them working earlier, you know what I'm saying, than these streets catching them, man. Because these streets catching them and they taking them fast. I'm right at 9. Another thing we need, man, conflict resolution. We got to show our boys that it ain't always about fighting and shooting to settle no problem, man. Every disagreement don't have to end in beef, man. So we need conflict resolution. We need, you know what I'm saying, the mediation programs, you know what I'm saying, where we can get these guys together and teach these guys how to talk stuff out, man, and agree to disagree. We need that. We need youth leadership. We need more youth, you know what I'm saying, to get involved, you know what I'm saying, in the leadership, in dealing with the police, in the problem that's going on in the community, in the problem that's education, because they are the future. They are, you know what I'm saying, going to have to pave the way for themselves. We can help them, but they're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, make a lot of decisions and the choices on how they live their life later. They're going to have to help us make them. So, you know what I'm saying, we need youth leadership and civic engagement. We all need to get involved, man. We all need to get involved. We need community revitalization. We need to start, you know what I'm saying, cleaning up our communities, making our, you know what I'm saying, communities safer places for our kids to live, safer places for our kids to play, because they're not safe. It's stray bullets, it's dope dealers everywhere, it's gang members. It's out there, man. We got to clean it up. We got to clean it up, man. like I said, thank y'all, man, again for tuning in with me. I enjoyed this, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got just about everything I could get, man, but the main thing is, man, stop saying we don't know how these kids got this way. Stop saying that ain't no help for these kids, man. Stop saying that, oh, the police ain't gonna do this and stop. Like, start asking yourself, what can you do? Ask yourself, everybody, because I do it every day. Every time I see a news story, I ask myself, what can I do? And then I start doing it. Once you figure out what you're supposed to do, if you don't know how to get started, reach out to me, message me. Like I said, I am TobyO'Neal.com. Go on there, you know what I'm saying? Sign up for a free consultation. We can talk about it. If you figure out, you know what I'm saying, what you want to do, whether it's a non-profit organization where it's volunteer for whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? If it's a way to help the kids, if it's a way to save our kids, I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to partner with you on it. Because it's our responsibility to save our kids, man. Ain't nobody gonna do it for us. We gotta make the effort, man. And like I said, if we don't, we letting our kids down. Man, the P-Ave Perspective, Mr. O'Neal, thank y'all for tuning in this week, man. And I'll be back next week with something amazing. If you got something that you want me to talk about in particular, man, like I say, message me, let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you're working on something, you know what I'm saying, that I need to know, or you feel like I need to know about, reach out to me, man. I'm open. I'm open to work, man. Again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all a bunch. And I'll see y'all again next week.